Oh, Alex is live. I should go watch the video.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Saturday night. New Resellers Unite. I'm so happy to be here today with you all again. If you don't know and you're new to the channel by chance, my name is Alex, Fat Man the Flipper. I'm your friendly neighborhood Fat Man, and I'm a new reseller on Amazon and eBay. And we'll talk about the other platforms a little bit later. Right now, Amazon and eBay. And this show is for you guys. If you're a new reseller or a reseller, point blank period, this is for you. Opportunity for us to discuss the things that we go through. And welcome, everyone. Happy Mother's Day Eve. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Now, I'm going to introduce my friends on the panel, and I'm going to go with ladies first. Tiffany, if you'd like to say hi to
Hello.
everybody.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tiffany, Eat Sleep Amazon, and happy Mother's Day tomorrow to all the moms out there.
All right. And I also want to apologize to those who have been waiting. We had some technical difficulties, and they didn't really get fixed, but we're going to continue anyway. So next up, next lady on the line is a special guest never had on the show before. I'm honored, to be honest, to have her here. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Everybody knows you.
Hey, my name is Sue. She Sells by Sue, and I'm new on Amazon and eBay. And they only asked me on here tonight because I'm old enough to be everybody's mom.
Nah, that's not why. You're actually a grandma. So
Not yet.
happy Mother's Day to you.
Couple months. but yeah.
Almost.
Almost, right?
Yep, almost August.
Yeah, I know. It's almost there. So that's great. Next up in line is Pat Dees. What's up, Pat?
Hey, Alex, how are you doing tonight? I'm Pat D72, and I've been on Amazon since January. Started with advice from Scott, the bearded picker. And since I had been doing eBay part-time the last 20 years, I started doing eBay more full-time also this year. And those are the two platforms that I'm selling on.
Awesome, Pat. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. It's also an honor to have you here, man. I've been watching you guys. Imagine, I've been watching you on Scott Bearded Picker, you know what I'm saying, on the live shows every morning. And, you know, for me, it's just amazing to have all of you here. And I'm also going to pass it on to my other main man from Ohio, Josh. What is going on? Say what's up.
Oh, hello, everybody. How's it going? Up from Cleveland. I have the heat on in the garage. We're in the 50s. And, yeah, living the dream, selling, shipping out stuff. Found out it's a lot cheaper to ship on FedEx now than USPS with heavy items. It's always fun to find out.
Cool. All right. So here we are, another Saturday night. And what are we going to talk about? I don't know. What should we talk about? Me, I'll tell you what I'm going through, or what I find difficult, right? As a new reseller and everything, it's been balanced. I mean, that's what the topic is really, and it's for a purpose, because as a new reseller, you know, you jump into things and you don't have everything figured out. You're learning as you go, and and when you have a lot of drive and motivation, you know, you want to conquer the world. You know, you want to do it all, and you know, people give you advice, and you choose to either listen to it or not, and then you learn from it either way. You know, so me, I was given advice and I heard it, but I was like, no, but I want to do Poshmark, and no, I want to do Macari now, and I want to do this and I want to do that. And just with Amazon and eBay alone in the beginning, the balance was kind of like, like it was there and I was figuring it out, but I kind of had it managed in the first month or two that I was doing it. But then, I started bringing all these other things in, and I was already doing so much outside of, reselling, like school, and I had other things that I was doing that like I was, and then family, and I mean, just work, everything. And with time, it became overwhelming. And I had to really, you know, be honest with myself. And I had to be honest with someone else. And once I was honest with that person, I chose to listen to their advice, because I could have also not listened to that. But I knew what they were telling me was true. But that fact that I had someone to speak to about it, and they listened to me, and they gave me the advice, and I chose to take it, everything's been a lot better now, you know. But it's very easy to lose balance, with everything. Anybody has any take on that, or?
I mean, I tend to be a workaholic anyway, and I love what I'm doing, so it's all consuming for me at times. And every probably 2 or 3 months, my husband says to me, "We're going away for the weekend." And he takes me up to the mountains where we don't have very good signal. And he makes me kind of not work.
Forces you into it.
Kind of check in some, but it's tough. It really is. And I'm at a different stage in my life. I don't have kids at home anymore. But it can be all consuming. And that's something I really need to work on. And I actually am. I mean, I was joking when I said I'm a new seller and I'm at a different stage than maybe some of you are, but I've gotten to the point where I really, it was actually the show Thursday. We were talking about that a little bit before the show tonight. And this is Bearded Picker. The show Thursday was a really, really good show. And it made me really stop and think about that I really need more help in my business. And it's not just to give me freer time. It's that you have to think about, at a certain point, is my time valuable peeling stickers versus me out there, buying and I have had one helper for the last year, but she happened to be out the last 3 weeks, and I realized how much I hate processing, number one, and number two, it's not really worth my time right now.
That's very true. I mean, yeah. Well, hold on. Is that Jordan?
Yes.
I thought he wasn't gonna make it. I thought he was gonna take a nap before coming on the show.
I think he's still
He's
sleeping.
Hey, Jordan.
taking hangout stream.
Jordan, are you awake?
Oh. Sorry, I almost missed you.
Oh, hey. Good morning, sunshine.
Hey, boo.
What's going on?
Morning. Oh, you see it.
Are you there? I don't know if he's there. Well, either way, we're gonna keep going. Well, he showed up. He showed up asleep. We woke him up, and something happened. Well, guys, yeah. Anybody else have a take on it? I would have loved to hear Jordan's take. There he is.
Oh, I had headphones in, but apparently I can't live chat with them in.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, good times.
Well,
One technical difficulty after another. Good night.
so yeah, we're having some technical difficulties still, but he's gonna hang around, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know where to keep going from here. I'm so lost.
Mine's with finding balance. I went from working pretty much 7 days a week inside an office, and was used to being back and forth. Had some free time randomly, and then I could circle back and come home when I needed to. But now being home 24/7, it's hard to create that space. My doesn't understand, like, why are you in the garage all day as opposed to not being at the office? So that's my finding the balance, is finding the time to properly do everything I need to do.
I think, does anybody else have that problem? Like, you're working at home, so do you ever have that issue with learning how to turn it off when you're at home?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I'm new to reselling. I mean, I just started in the end of February, and I have a regular job, but it's a work from home job, so it's very flexible. But it's like I have set hours. I do it very early in the morning, and then the rest of the day, I have normally to do my other stuff. So it's like I feel like reselling since I started has just taken over my life. Because like I'll talk to my friends or whatever, and they're like, well, what time are you working? When should I talk to you? And I'm like, you don't understand. I'm always working, I'm always either, like sourcing or shipping or talking to someone about reselling or, yeah, so it does get to a point where I feel like it becomes all consuming. And I mean, I am in a certain situation where, I'm single. I don't have a family. I don't have a lot of responsibilities outside of myself. And it just makes me wonder, like, to make this grow and be long-term, like, I do want to learn from those who have been doing this, who do have responsibilities and do have families, because, I understand you have to get to a point where you have to find that balance. You can't be working on reselling 24/7 and neglecting your family and neglecting, your loved ones.
I'm getting to the point my friends don't want to go out with me anywhere because they're like, oh, I have to run to Walmart. And now they ask me to go keep scanning everything I get my hands on. I'm like, oh, I'll be over here. My one friend checked out, got out to his car. 20 minutes later, came back into Walmart and said, I knew I'd find you in the clearance aisle. Can we leave now? And I'm like, sorry. It's like, I'll buy you dinner.
Well, I'll ask one of my kids if they want to meet for dinner or lunch or something, and I'll be like, do we have to shop too?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm at a point. I'm glad people don't come to the house, because I mean, I always took pride, because when I owned the restaurant, I'd go, and I mean, it's a mess. And I the problem I'm having right now is that I just keep buying, and I actually got to slow it down because my sales aren't justifying. But I just feel like everything's a missed opportunity. My son goes to me yesterday on Friday that Goodwill locally had 50% off of everything. So I'm like, there's probably nothing there. Well, guess what? I came home with 2 big bags, and a lot of it was, I think I only bought one clothing item. All the rest was, toy. I mean, good. What I thought is good stuff. Then I went to the flea market today. I guess for me, it's trying to find balance on the stuff that I'm selling, so that I don't feel like, okay, let's say, I don't know if you guys, Sue knows about it, but about 2 months ago, someone gave me 1,000 books. Well, I just started in the last couple of days. I probably listed about 150 of them, but those are slow moving items. And I'm trying to have a diverse, let's say, portfolio of stuff and then see really what kicks in to sell. I do a multiple of things to make money, and wanting it to, when you see sometimes these people saying they're selling, let's say, 20,000 a month, and people will post their screenshot. I just sometimes wonder what they're selling, and I kind of like to meet up with some of them, and I all my listings. It's funny because I looked at it the other day. My average sale right now on both accounts is only $20. So you constantly got to be moving a lot of items, because even if you're averaging buying that item for $10 or $12, you're not making a whole lot after fees and stuff like that. So, finding balance for me is tough, because before, where I ran a business with 50 employees, now I'm the only employee. My wife, she doesn't, not to say she has interest, because she says to me, when are you going to clean up the kitchen? But she's busy, you know, she's doing laundry and she's working her job, and then my son is graduating this year, so I'm having a tough time finding because I don't want to be lazy, I feel, and I really want to make this work. You know?
Yeah, you know, and sometimes, I mean, I remember when you telling me you got those free books and what you were doing with them. And sometimes, you know, even if it's free, it's not necessarily the best thing. I'm not saying the books in
Oh,
this
I agree.
situation,
Yeah,
but
I mean, I had said that on my video. Probably, in all honesty, more than half of them won't be worth the time. I'm thinking about actually when I did about 150 books the last 2 or 3 days. I'm thinking about putting 2 or 3 books together, or when I do get them listed, you buy 2 books, you get 1 for free. Because a lot of times people will look at the price and say, okay, $4 or $5 for a book, 3 books is $15. But the way that media works, you basically can sometimes ship it costs the same amount to ship 1 book as it does 3. And then at the same time, what happened was I had a guy locally reach out to me and give me a whole bunch of auto parts. Well, some of those parts are huge and I can't take proper pictures in the house. So here I have all these books stacked in the garage and I have to set up a table to take these pictures. And then at the same time, somebody's watching me on YouTube locally and gives me over like 250 pieces of higher end clothing. This was a guy that was like a construction supervisor, multi-million-dollar jobs. And he gives me the stuff. Oh, I'll take it. And I'm like, okay, you know, all excited to go get the stuff. You know, meanwhile, people don't realize how long it takes to list 200-300 items of clothing between belts, pants, and shirts to list them properly. So I'm trying to not get caught up in the game where I'm, you know, where people look at my store and say, well, Pat, no wonder your sales are not good this week or so because you're listing a lot of slow moving or junk. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to find that balance in having a good variety of, like, here's, for example, I went to the Salvation Army last week. They had 2 wigs there. I bought one. It was $5.99. It was in the box, and I had looked it up on eBay. I'm like, wow, these go. I listed it last night for $32.95 or best offer, and I was willing to take $25. I had an offer today of like $26.30. I took it. You know, so that was, you know, I never sold a wig before, but it was an Envy wig. I bought it for $6 and sold it for $26.
Wow.
And because I could have some stuff listed for 3 months and it doesn't sell. And overnight I sold that wig.
But I think something that you might have to consider, like if the clothes are really valuable, don't waste time. Just donate the rest of those books. Because if it's $4 or $5, even if you're selling 3, is it worth your time to list that even? When you have the 200 pieces of clothes that are really valuable.
Well, once I get, you know, and that's what's going to happen. I'm kind of just using it as a base right now to kind of just, you know, but I mean, the goal is eventually to get like liquidation pallets and storage units and stuff like that. And I'll be honest, if I get more and more of that type of stuff, I'm not going to have time to list the books. So I'm listing them now, and then they're going to, you know, go down in the basement. And the hope is, well, you know, maybe I sell 3 or 4 books a week and, you know, pull it out, and it just helps. I mean, you're not making a lot in used books because there's a lot of charities on eBay that sell books that get donated to them, and they sell them to make 75 cents or $1, but they're selling a couple 100,000 books a year because they have access to millions of books. I was at a flea market today, and it's really a wake-up call of really how many books and VHS tapes are out there. That's why it's a struggle to try to make money in with that, because the money's just not there for most of those type of things.
Now, guys, I just looked at the chat. I think we have 25 people in the chat. I just want to say what's up to everybody. Give a couple shout outs here. We got Fat Girl Son, what's up? DJ, what is going on? Frontier Flipper, what's going on? Just Me Kathy, always in the house. She's always doing something. If she's not jumping in the dumpster, she's listing something. She's a hard worker. Pat the Reseller, it's Pat. What's up? And I guess we might have a few people lurking as well, you know, because people work on the weekends. That's what I do, right? You know. But yeah, and we were talking about free stuff yesterday. Somebody gave me a 1985 IBM, right? And
Wow.
like I'm not sure now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it, but I looked it up, and there's like a couple listings, but not a lot. But that stuff kind of sells for a lot of money. It's like rare. It's like the first computer ever, but it was free. So it's, to me, if it's possible that it could sell for a lot of money, it could be just that it's so rare that you don't see it on eBay. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to list it, but I take free stuff all the time. I love free stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the books and everything, it's like, yeah, there's not a lot of, return on investment on a lot of books. Well, the majority of books, like you're gonna scan a ton of books, and out of the majority of them, there's just not a lot of return on them. So it's not worth the time and the effort and everything. Um, that's why it's good to like maybe find local bookstores or something like that that'll accept like a donation of books, right? And some of them, at least, there's one that I go to that I got very lucky to find. They'll take the books and they'll go through them, and if there's something that they want to keep, they'll give you a percentage of what they would sell it for. The place I found, they give me 20% for whatever books they end up keeping, and it usually ends up paying for all the books that I buy. Because you're getting books. A lot of time I average out at about 13 to 17 cents per book because I buy in bulk. And yeah, but yeah, the thing is, you gotta find what is your time worth. A
Right.
lot of people talk about profit, right? And when they talk about profit, they think about numbers, and that's what business is. It's numbers, right? Well, if you don't add your time to it, then you don't really know what your profit is. If you don't add certain costs, you don't know what your profit is. So yeah, the book might sell for $40, and you might make a $20 profit, but in reality, what is your profit, right? With like your time and sourcing, your time listing, all this stuff, shipping it out, all that stuff, preparing. You kind of have to add all that stuff in, and that's where, like, I always talk about return on investment versus profit, because that's what I've realized. In the beginning, I was losing a lot of time, and I wasn't making, like in other words, the time that I was putting into things wasn't balancing out right with how much money I'm supposed to be making. You get me? I don't know if that
Yeah,
makes
and
sense. Sometimes that makes sense.
there's nothing wrong with getting free stuff, but when it just starts to take over and you're missing out maybe on selling higher priced items or whatever, it's that's where it's not that great to get free stuff.
Well, that's
Yeah,
kind of
because
where I'm at with thrifting. I was thrifting a lot, and now I'm just overloaded to where I've got 7 totes of stuff I haven't got listed.
right. And the stuff I got, the books I got for free came from a guy that is 37 years in the business of antiques and doing estate sales and stuff like that. So, if he couldn't make money doing it, obviously I got him free for a reason. It took me 5 hours to get free stuff. I mean, I had to drive,
Yeah.
25 miles one way and load the boxes up, squeeze through this area. It was a lot of grunt work to do. For what I saw, in all honesty, and like I've said before about these books, I'll probably still get $500 out of them. But I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, if you make $500, but it takes you 500 hours or 500 days,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Right.
or you're not getting what you said, that there's some guy offering you some great auto parts, but you don't really have room for them.
Right.
Would those sell for $100 a piece instead of $5 a piece? And would it be worth, I mean, yes, you went all the way and got them and lugged them all the way home and you've started listing them and everything, but it's like, So now you're like part way in and you don't really want to give up on it. But you have to really think about, is it worth your time, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
I honestly don't remember what my average selling price was when I was doing Amazon previously, because it was always kind of just a side thing where if I got returns or I bought something, I bought 10 of something to sell on Amazon and one had a torn package or something. Most of the time I was either just trying to get my money back or make a little bit on it, just more to get rid of things and some stuff I had, with thrift here and there. But I bought this lot of shoes and clothes. I've only just started to sell the clothes, but I've been selling the shoes for the last 3-4 weeks and just other items that I've bought at garage sales and stuff. And right now my average selling price on eBay is $43. And I'm not selling that many items, but I'm doing pretty well on it. But I think we talked about it before the show, maybe I'm basically 95% Amazon. But I had this time when I was going to be home and stuff, so I got some things to take that opportunity to like get my eBay store back and going. But it's very hard. Then you're all into eBay getting that back up, and then your Amazon sliding back down because I haven't been outsourcing and stuff. It's pretty hard to run both of them well by yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So how do you guys? Oh, go ahead.
And another issue is that I've realized it'll say, like, for example, you have $7,000 more to list, but only 80 items. So what happens is effectively those cheap books, mess that up because, if I have 7,000 items to list, if they were, let's say, $100 items, that'd be 70 more items. But when you're listing $5 books and you only got 80 more, well, that's all of a sudden you lose that $7,000 value because you're only listing $400 worth of books on those 80 items. You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, you're saying $5, the book's value is $5, even if you got it free.
I'm giving a rough number.
Right.
Say it's even, some aren't.
Right. So I think I'm not saying in this case for sure you should cut your losses, but it's something that you have to think about at times, even when you're part way into something.
Oh, I will. And this is why I'm talking about this openly with the public, to let people know that exactly, that these opportunities may happen, and sometimes you got to weigh them out. Is it worth it? I was thinking about actually taking some of the books too, but the problem is I'm busy with doing everything and really trying to make this work. I would love to go maybe in nursing home and hand out some of the books, if because a lot of times people are, they don't have in touch with their family and stuff, and they would like to probably read them and could enjoy them, and then when they're done reading them, they could turn them back into a bin or something in the place, and somebody else could read it. So I don't know if they already do that at nursing homes or not, but it's a way of getting some use out of them and connecting with the people and stuff.
Yeah, books. I like books. I don't know why. Like, out of everything that has to do with Amazon, okay, this week for me was the first time I did retail arbitrage, like hardcore, like I did in the beginning in a long time, and it felt so good, and I miss it. So I'm definitely gonna be doing that. But there's something about books that I just love so much, and I think it's because it's a numbers game. Like, I like numbers. I'm really good with math. Like, I've always liked math. It's weird, but I like math, and it's, to me, books is a numbers game, and it's all about volume. And then once you get an understanding of like the e-score and the rank and no FBA sellers, yes FBA sellers, like, is Amazon on the listing? And there's books is just interesting. I love books. I love talking about books. I'm actually gonna be like focusing a lot more, like, with content that I put out for everybody on books, because I find that, like, I feel I know more than anything about it. So if I can provide value, that's what it's gonna be.
You found your niche.
Yeah, it's I guess my niche. I like books.
Hey, I just had a sale. Should we drink? Or that's not this show.
Well, you all could do whatever you want. I'm drinking my water right here. I'm good.
I had a sale when I was actually trying to set up inside. Finally, it was like $20 on it. It was like $19.99 plus shipping on something I paid $2 for.
Frank.
I always, and that's the thing. I like looking for like high returns. You know, like things that's what I love about like eBay or not even eBay. That's what I love about sourcing at like yard sales or garage sales. At least here you find things so cheap, like really valuable things for so cheap. People are practically giving stuff away, and you know your return on it is like literally flexible. Like, do you want to hold on to something to make an extra $20, or are you willing to lose $20, but you're still making like a ton of money off of something? You know, I don't know. I love it.
That's
The
what
difference
I'm at
out
right now is I'm dropping my prices because I was trying to get that extra $10-15. But I'm right now. I've noticed my sales took a dive, so I've been dropping prices, and now my sales are going up. So I'm just trying to stop trying to
Yeah, and that
one item.
Yeah, and I did the same thing. Like, okay, so this week I was supposed to shut off my Poshmark closet, and I was supposed to shut off my Mercari, but I didn't. What I did was I basically like liquidated everything. So I lowered the price to where it's just low enough that I know I'm gonna get some offers and some lowball offers, but I'm low enough to where I'll take that offer, you know. So I ended up selling a hat today. Some guy was trying to like lowball me nasty a couple weeks ago, and he came back again, and he actually came back with his highest price, and then I took it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I still made a ton. Like the return on it was great, and I just wanted it gone. So before, because I was gonna switch to a couple things. I think I have like 59 listings on Poshmark now, and not even. But I was gonna switch my Poshmark stuff to my eBay. But before I did all that, I was like, let me see, because I know I have likers and stuff like that. Let me see. I weighed out, okay, how much am I willing to take for it? And I just dropped it down, and I ended up selling within 12 hours of doing it. I sold 4 things, and then I sold the hat, and I sold like something else, I think. But in this week, you know, like I actually sold more on Poshmark this week than I have the whole time I've been on Poshmark because I did it. So that's what I'm talking about is like, you know, like me, I was trying to hold on to things because I knew the value of them, or at least what people are normally paying for them. But in reality, like most people pay a lot more for the things that I found. You know, like they'll pay, you know, $10 for a pair of shoes, you know, or more maybe, you know, because I've never done it. I have done it like a couple times recently, but normally I pay like $1, $2, $3 tops for, you know, a nice pair of shoes that sell for 50, $60, you know, and since, you know, so in reality, I was looking at it like, man, that guy's so cheap. Why am I trying to get so much out of it? You know, I guess that was like a little bit of greed in me, you know, and I'm just being transparent with everybody. If nobody out there has ever been a little bit greedy, that's amazing. I find myself being greedy sometimes. So it's all about noticing that and trying to put it in check. So
That's what I've done the past week. I was talking to Josh quite a bit. And he was talking about like what's going on. I was noticing like my trends because I have it all wrote down on a whiteboard over in the corner of my garage over there, and I have it all wrote down, all my sales, and I was just kind of looking at everything going down the line, and I was like, man, my sales are about half what I have everything listed for, and even half price, I'm still doubling my money. So I'm like, I can drop my prices a decent amount and still make profit. But yeah, it's just that greed is me. I don't know. At first I thought I was like giving it all away, and then because I was having so many sales so fast, it was like, you know, I've always heard sales fast price. So I started raising my prices on the better items, like, you know, like the Under Armour clothing. I started raising my prices on that because they were flying off the shelves. So I raised prices, and now I'm slowly backing them back down to see where that happy medium is. And I've pretty much been going through it all week this week because I haven't listed it all. I haven't done Amazon. I didn't do anything reselling at all this week. I've just spent time with the family and for the kids' birthday. So
Except penny
get
sales.
out. What?
Except penny sales. You did that.
Yeah, I've been except destroying Dollar General.
Yeah, right.
I've been trying to feed the YouTube beast.
Yeah, the one thing I want to jump back to is how much you will make on an item. I buy something that I think I'll at least make $1 on, even if it takes me an hour of research and work and figuring it out. I want to know if I can sell it. If I can't, I want to know why, or I want to know how something should be sold, all that kind of stuff. Because even, again, if I make $1, fine. At least I made $1. I don't want to lose, so I always try and at least make $1. But if I can learn what I did wrong in the listing or what I need to read, what else I need to figure out, at least then I know the next time this becomes an opportunity or this item becomes an opportunity, I can say, hey, let's try it again this way, or let's change the listing. And I had a couple things that wouldn't sell for months, and I changed the way I did the pricing and the offer I had in the store. I did a buy two, get one free. All of a sudden, I can't keep it in stock. So, a lot of it is a learning game, but I'll take a loss if I have to, just to learn what I need to do with an item. And maybe it's an item I never should touch again,
Yeah, when Alex was saying, don't be greedy or whatever, there's nothing wrong with pricing something high to start with. And I'll be honest with you, I bought all these shoes and I took the pictures and my lister was listing them for me. I was blown away by how high she listed some of those items. And how many I sold at that full price. We did have everything at best offer. And it's fine to just, move stuff around. I mean, there's things that I've actually haven't sold in a long time and I move the price up and it sells. But
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with trying all kinds of different things. I had a few pairs of shoes that I had 2 or 3 of the same one. So I did that, if you buy 2, you get more of a discount. I've done the send out offers. I've been trying all different things with them. But here's the thing, like I bought that big lot of them and now I've made all my money back. So now it's pure profit. So
it's awesome.
if somebody gives me now I'm looking at it different when somebody's sending me a best offer.
Right.
It's like, are you close by or are you in California? Because I charge $12 shipping on all the shoes. It cost me about $8.43 to ship this half of the country. I'm in Atlanta, so anywhere like sort of about halfway to California will ship for about $8.43. It cost me $15 to ship them to California. The other thing too, though, is that's because I have to use a bigger box because I'm putting the Nike box in a box. But if someone sends me a best offer, the first thing I do is say, I'll take your offer if I don't have to ship them in the Nike box. And these are not collectibles. But
Right.
the reason I photographed them in the box, because they are Amazon returns, but I'm staying on every single one of them. They're new in a box. I mean, sometimes you can tell they haven't even taken the laces. I mean, I say they're all Amazon returns, but some of them didn't even have labels on them yet. So some that the reseller never shipped in probably. But I say on every single one of them that, they were display shoes and they could have been tried on because I don't want them to think they're pristine, But anyway, if somebody sends me a best offer, I'll write back and say, I'll take your best offer if I can ship them in a cardboard box because then I can use a smaller one. And then I'm usually paying less for shipping. But the other thing too is, like I said, now that I've paid back all the money I spent on the shoes, I'm looking different. I had one day this week where I didn't sell any. So the next day I was like, best offer? Sure. So it's different days. I mean, sometimes the way somebody writes to you and says something, I think,
Yeah.
I'm not selling that to him. I mean, you shouldn't think of it that way. But I mean, it can just depend on the day whether you want to take the offer or not. It could depend on you have to ship it to California or just Kentucky. So I wouldn't be hard on yourself thinking I priced everything too high and I should have priced it lower. Maybe 2 weeks ago, those things were selling for that price and maybe they aren't now. Your item's only worth the value of what somebody's going to pay for it. But you never really know if they're going to pay a lot unless you ask first.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
that's very true. The what you said at the end there too was when you said that your item is what was it again? The value of your item is only
What somebody will pay for it.
exactly. That's so true. I've been talking to somebody about that this week, and yeah, it's more like and the thing is with fashion though, fashion is something that it just from one day to the next, it's like something else, and but you're 100% right. I mean, I could have probably held on to a few of those things a little bit longer. And yeah,
But
I think
that's not really what I was saying either, though.
no,
I'm not
yeah,
saying necessarily wait it out 3 more months. You might find somebody who will pay that. If you need to keep moving on things too, because I mean sometimes I like that day I didn't have one sale, and that was unusual since I've been doing the eBay and have all the listings again. I've been having at least 2-3 sales a day. One day I had not one sale. So the next day I might just take a best offer. It was a decent offer, but to keep, the motors running with eBay, that's another reason. I'm not sure exactly how Poshmark works, like if you have more actions in the app itself, if you're getting, more exposure or whatever. But I really believe it is that way with eBay. The more you got going on, the more exposure you seem to get.
yeah, I believe that's 100% true. So with
And that's
eBay
why
and
when I
with
hired my
Poshmark,
lister, like I was taking, say, 25 pairs of shoes or 30 pairs of shoes at a time. But instead of having her list them all at once, I have her do 5 a day, 5 a day, 5 a day, 5 a day, because it's just in there sparking more actions in your store. And believe me, I'm no expert in eBay. I'm not a, 10,000 a month seller or
no,
anything.
but it does make sense. It's consistency. It's like anything. There's a rhythm, and it just flows, and it causes it just makes sense. Like causes more attention. To
Yeah.
okay, this person is continuously doing something, and okay, then okay, let's keep an eye on them, type of thing. Um, but but yeah, I mean, with Poshmark, the thing is that see me, I don't know if anybody knows. I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but I'm a new reseller, right? And the truth is, with before I started reselling on any platform, well, I can't say that because I was like, offer up and let go is what got me started, but I didn't really do much with offer up or let go. It was more like the beginning of what was to come. So I did a lot of research and studying. I watched a lot of YouTube. But I Googled a lot of things. I read articles and stuff like that. And I just fed myself with a lot of information, and I came up with a plan, and I started. And when I started on eBay and on Amazon and all this, I really focused a lot on them, right? Um, and I was learning about them as I was doing. But then once I incorporated, for me, there's other people that are able to do it. I don't know exactly how they do it, but for me, it was just I incorporated that Poshmark, and it was great because you made that first sale real quick, and it was a great profit, and you're like, wow, that's amazing, and it's motivating. But then I started trying to focus and learn Poshmark, and the thing is that I really didn't learn much. So when you asked, when you said I don't know how it is on Poshmark, I don't know either. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. And once I didn't know what was happening there, I sort of stopped learning on Amazon. I stopped learning so much on eBay, and like I was told, you're spreading yourself thin, and that's the truth. And that's my like I tell you guys the straight up truth. Like I'm not gonna tell you like, oh, I probably could have done it. No, the truth is I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And maybe you could, but I couldn't do it. I tried to do it. That's one thing I could say. So I have no regrets about it. But it was a great lesson learned. And the great lesson that I learned was that, you know, I knew for a fact what platforms were for me, right? So that's one of the things that I learned was I knew for a fact that Amazon and eBay were for me, and I knew it from the beginning, but I still wanted. I was curious, you know. And the truth is, I'd be doing a lot better right now, most likely, if I would have never done that. But then at the same time, I would have never learned the things that I've learned. So, it is what it is. But yeah, that's me. I'm telling you guys out there, if you're thinking about doing a bunch of stuff, make sure you know what you're doing with everything else, and you're gonna have yourself balanced out, organized. You know, excuse me, and you can, go ahead and jump on another platform if you want. If you want to try it, try it. But it didn't work for me. It did not work for me.
Yeah, I mean, you can only stretch yourself so far, especially when you're learning. I mean, when you're really first starting, you might think you know eBay or you might think you know Amazon, but there's always things to be learning. I mean, I learn stuff every day. And so it's spreading yourself pretty thin to be on 3 or 4. I mean, some people can do it, but I have a tough time doing 2.
I feel like Amazon is, there's such like a learning curve to that. I mean, and it's so time consuming, especially at the beginning when everything is so new and you're just learning. That yeah, I do feel like, if you're trying to do more than maybe 2 platforms at one time, it is really hard to do that.
I
Yeah,
mean, and part of it is just learning, I mean, if you're really trying to build one of those,
Right.
if you're just part-time and you're just wanting to sell, a few dozen things a month, maybe you can do it on 3 platforms. But if you're trying to really grow one of those specifically, it's hard to really spread yourself thin.
Yeah, and Wyatt Earth asked me if I gave up on Macari, and I'm not gonna say gave up, right? Because I tried it out. Really didn't even try out Macari. Like it was like 2 weeks tops. Like it's still going, but it's there, and it's not really. I don't even look at it. But I haven't given up on it. It's just I put it to sleep for a while, right? Like it's in a bag somewhere in the closet, and I'm gonna pull it out one day maybe, and if not, I'll donate it to someone else. I don't know. But it's like it's not gonna be something I'm focusing on now, because yeah, it's you got something like you're saying you want to grow it, right? And you only have so much water, right? And you got a couple plants that you want to grow. You only got so much water throughout the day, every day. And the first plant, you got plenty of water, right? You can fill that plant. Oh, that plant's gonna grow. Everything's gonna be fine. But then now you got 2 plants. Now you got to kind of divide the water, and they're both growing pretty okay. But then you got 3 plants. You're like, okay, I need more water. And with us, we're human. We can only get so much energy and so much focus and so much time before we literally fall asleep on a live show. Because that's, if you guys didn't realize that, this whole thing about being able to balance and everything, it's because Jordan's been awesome, man. Jordan has really been a soldier. He sees that everybody in the chat, it's all love. Everybody on the panel, it's all love. So we joke around, and he's able to take it. But the reality of the situation is, he's a part-time reseller, or yeah, he's a full-time worker. He's a full-time husband, or he's a full-time father. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he's also reselling on eBay and Amazon, and he goes hard. Like, I know Jordan. I talk to him every single day, and he goes hard. And it's not, you have to kind of figure it out and balance yourself, because especially when you're doing all these other things. Now, the day that, there's a purpose behind it. You know what I'm saying? I talk to him every day. So there's a purpose behind it. One day it'll be, hopefully a full-time thing. And that's where me and him relate, because I'm on the same boat. I work a full-time job, 50, 60, sometimes 70 hours a week. And lately I've been getting Saturdays off, so it's been a little better. So I can go to yard sales and stuff like that. And it's difficult. It's honestly, it's difficult. And then you know, the difference is that he has a family that he has to, you know, he has the wife, he has the kids. You know, it's different, a little different for him. It's a little more difficult, but it's amazing. You know, it's amazing that he was able to stay awake that whole time on the show last week, and he only fell asleep out like an hour in. You know, so if you guys didn't watch that, go to his channel. He has it up on his channel. Watch it, share it, like it. It's a great video. It was awesome, awesome time.
It was
We
late.
didn't edit it because it's real. It happens.
See, I list, like I had said, on every, but I don't monitor the other ones as far as what they're doing. If I get a hit, something sells, I ship it, obviously. But to me, listing on Mercari is just another way to advertise and another item. I swear sometimes I've seen people who like something on Mercari in one of the notifications, and then it looks like the same name bought it on eBay. To me, it's almost like an advertising platform because it'll pop up more in the feeds and the messages, and it's just another way to get info out there. Because like what I do, you know, I take it on, I'm on eBay, I literally copy and paste everything over to Mercari, and then I just let it go. If it sells for more, awesome. I'm not going to complain, obviously, but the Poshmark one is the one where I feel like I put too much effort into the sharing and stuff. That's probably shut down because I sell something on Mercari every other day, maybe every third day now, but something still sells here and there, and it's usually for more than I have it on eBay for. Yeah. It takes me a couple seconds with each listing once it's live on eBay to copy and paste it over to Mercari. So
That's what I had. I think it was an offer, or not even an offer. I had a message on Mercari the other day. I think it was Friday. Some lady messaged me and she was like, "Hey, will you take $13 for this?" And I was like, "Yeah, get on the listing and make me an offer." And she never once got on the listing and made an offer. And I'm like, "Why did you waste your time and my time messaging me?" And I'm like, I don't understand people sometimes, but
Yeah, I mean, I had people at least twice make me. I had someone make me a best offer. I took the offer. Oh, I can't remember exactly. They asked me if I would also do free shipping on it, which I never do, and I even said yes to that. Oh, I know what it was. I sent out one of those offers.
No.
I had started doing that recently, and I sent the offer for $10 off the pair of shoes. And like I said, because I charge shipping on everything, I find it much easier to take a best offer. I don't know why. It's just a psychological thing for me or something. But so yeah, so I sent them the offer and they sent me back, okay, but would you do free shipping? I even said yes to that and they still didn't buy it. It was like, I mean, why would you take all that effort? I don't really care, but it's because I really didn't want to sell it. It was really close by, so I knew it would only cost me the $8 to ship them. But you know, it was like, why waste your time if you didn't really want them? I mean, I guess that's better than them saying yes, they'll buy them, and then ask to cancel, or it being tied up 2 days waiting for them to pay. But yeah, you wonder why people take the time to do something like that and didn't really even want them.
Yeah, I had a guy, I believe it was a guy, I was selling a men's shirt, and he messaged me and was like, I want the length and the width of the t-shirt. And I'm like, well, I'm at work right now. I can get you some photos when I get off work and I'm at home and I have, the shirt in front of me. And then I'm at Dollar General last night. Guy messages me again. I want the length and the width of the shirt. Okay, I'll get it when I get home. So I get home, I send photos of the length and the width. No response. Send a message back with the length and the width. I was like, maybe the pictures didn't send. So I just typed it out. Here's the length, here's the width. And I haven't heard anything, haven't had an offer, didn't get a message back. And I'm like, what was the point of that? At least tell me to go flag tight or let me know what I'm doing here.
Like, no thank you is always,
No thanks, that's not the size I need. It's pretty simple. But yeah, I had to go dig it all out, lay it flat, measure it. Now I got to re-poly bag it and everything else. Like,
Honestly, like, who measures a t-shirt when they buy a t-shirt?
Yeah, I'm not. When I go buy shirts, I'm not in there with a tape measure. Like calling my wife,
mean-
hey, come in here with a tape measure. I hope you brought your own.
I mean, I know they can be different. I'm kind of teasing, but honestly, I've never measured anything I bought.
I get that a lot. The armpit to the armpit measure, and I'm finding out from what I do now is I have a little cheat sheet. I'm extra large is, let's say, 22 inches. That way I can answer it right away. But yeah, you do get sometimes seems like silly questions.
Well, I actually do. I mean,
I'm okay with the silly questions as long as you either tell me to fly a kite or buy the item. Like,
right.
No thanks or awesome, I'll buy it.
Yeah, they ghosted you, Jordan. They ghosted you.
I wasted my time. Like, I could have listed like a few items in that time, but nope, gone forever.
Did you sell something, Josh? You got yourself muted, Josh.
He's muted, yeah.
My bad. We got to sell Mercari.
All right.
All right.
Hey, what you got in that cup?
Lemonade. Other items are in there, but it's lemonade.
Now I want to go through the chat again because we have a bunch. Look, Money from Mars just said, "Hey, I'm late as normal." What's up, Money from Mars? Better late than never. Happy you're here. And who else we got in the chat? Oh, we got Pam from Thrift Mind. What's up, Pam?
Woohoo.
Thank you for joining the show. Those guys are pretty cool people. I don't know if you guys seen their.
They're an awesome couple, man. I love their
they're
videos.
awesome couple, man. I like watching them. They're fun. They're fun to watch. And flipping and thrifting. Yeah, flipping and thrifting will say, "Hey, Scott lost his accent."
I don't even do it good. Yeah, well, he's more Alabama, I guess, in Deep South. I'm horrible at even attempting to do it, so I'm not even going to pretend.
Oh, and also I forgot. I wanted to say earlier, and I don't know. We started talking about other stuff, but Harlan is in the chat. If you're still in the chat, Harlan, happy birthday to you, Harlan. Everybody, say happy birthday to Harlan.
2, 3.
3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Don't give up. To you. Happy birthday, Mr. Harlan.
What the hell?
Happy birthday
To
Somebody
you.
get a dog.
We sing on this channel. Scott doesn't like singing. I try getting Scott to sing all the time. We sing on this channel.
Is that what that was singing?
That was singing, bro. Now
like,
listen. You want me to sing? I can sing.
Hey, Pantalones están fuego.
I can sing. Look, y'all remember this one?
Can you mute
This is how we do it. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we do it. Tell me that's not good. That's great.
It's Friday night, but tonight it's Saturday night.
I'm going to take this, edit it, Alex, and I'm going to turn you into a GIF, and I'll send it to you every day.
I didn't realize this was a requirement. You didn't tell me that before I came on a show. We had to.
This is the reselling choir, people.
Hey, but Sue, you just jumped right in. I saw you singing, so
No.
you did it. I saw you a little bit. It was just a little
I
bit.
thought we were gonna say 1, 2, 3, happy birthday. I thought.
No, I'm a singer. I'm just always, you gotta sing. Don't. All right, comment in the chat if you guys have never sang in the shower. How about that? Everybody
I'll
sing.
sing at home or in the car, but not on YouTube.
I can't comment.
I've never sang in your shower.
Listen, if you can sing horribly, if you have a horrible voice and you can sing in front of total strangers, that is your authentic self right there. You can just, if you can just let it all out, that is you. That's you inside, coming out of your voice. That's the child that has been hiding for so long.
It's true. I mean, kids sing and they don't think about, what other people are thinking.
Y'all ever had to do that, like hold hands in school, like kumbaya, my lord? You ever had to do that? No? I'm alone.
Yeah, in Bible school actually when I used to go.
I mean,
Did you go to
probably. It's
Bible?
been so long since I've been in school. I don't remember.
Frontier Flipper asked me, why does my Macari say ships from Florida? I have no idea. Maybe, I don't know, because I'm in Florida.
Prove it. Go outside and show me a palm tree.
It's supposed to come from China.
Yeah, I drop ship on Macari. You didn't know?
17 days, 71 day turnaround.
You have to accept 30-day shipping, no returns.
He's
Jeez.
geographically
Mama-
challenged, he said.
My Macari is a beautiful, beautiful place. If you guys go in there, I got a total of 8 listings. They're all CDs and used Wii games with a ton of scratches on them. If you guys want to buy some Wii games with a ton of scratches, go to my Macari.
Do they work? That's the question. They can be scratched, but do they work?
It's like
If you guys want some non-tested Wii games, go to Macari.
I at least have new stuff on my Macari, and I can't even give it away.
I got one. If you guys want to buy some non-tested French version Wii games, go to Macari.
Alex, I
They're
just
in French. I have 2 of them in French.
Alex,
Yeah.
I just sold the wallet on Mercari. My $100
Oh
wallet.
man,
Oh,
talk about this wallet,
This wallet, baby.
bro. I haven't even bent this thing. It's so pretty.
Yeah, they actually come with cardboard inside, like completely. They look like more. But I take it out so it can actually be used, and I put them in my heat press so they actually fold up, and
Yeah,
But yeah.
wallet's beautiful, man.
I sell them for $10 a pop. Cost 71 cents.
Yeah, it's
nice.
I can't, like, I want to use it, dude. And honestly, I'm not scared, dude. I'm not scared. I'm a
Oh, no,
big
it's weird.
guy. I'm a tough guy.
People think
soft. I'm
people
soft.
take it at a
I'm
gas
limp.
station, thinking I'm paying with a $100 bill.
No, in Miami, you literally, it's messed up, man. What you hear on the
Even
news
at the
every
yard
single
sales, it
day.
looked you funny when you pulled that out.
Yeah, I'm like, can I buy this for $1 instead? And I'd give him 100.
Just hand him the wallet and walk away.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's a wallet?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
wallet.
Yeah.
See, inside you can put cards.
Oh, wow.
okay.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Hold
And it's
on.
like, is it like
canvas.
plastic laminate?
Yeah, it's a canvas printed,
Lo-
and then it's sewn.
Oh, very cool. That's cool.
I'll send you one, Sue. I sent one to Alex.
I
I'll give
want
every-
one.
I'll send you one too. My $100 wallet.
That's really cool.
$100 wallet only costs $10.
Wow.
Hey, Josh,
Yeah.
that's a real $100 wallet.
See, there you go.
That's a leather $100 bill.
Oh man, that's
my
cool.
I like that.
See? So I always have $100.
That's cool too.
But I
like
went-
it.
I
went
got
to the
one
flea-
that costs more than it's ever had in it.
There you go. I went to the flea market today with 100 in ones. They wouldn't fit in there.
Okay, it's everybody's show their wallet time, but mine's
Yeah.
not a $100 bill.
Sue, just
Mine's
drag your
kinda cute.
safe over.
Oh, I like that. It's an
Alex, get your pink purse out, buddy. Show them.
My only coat.
Hold on.
Mine is purple.
There we go.
my garage sale.
Now we got to be playing that money, money, money.
And this is my very fancy purse that I source with.
Is
Invaluable.
that a fanny pack, Sue?
It's a fanny pack. Totally
I
embarrasses my son. But you
I
can
love
use
wearing
both
fanny packs.
hands shopping.
Exactly.
You carry your money and your gun in that, right?
I won't say yes or no to that.
Okay. Yeah, you said not to mess with you. I know.
Thursdays, I take my this wallet out. This is the wallet I take out.
I knew it.
Doesn't even fit around my arm.
In
Look
your,
at that.
in your high heels?
Can you believe I got this for $15?
Wow.
No, $10.
Isn't that like
Trying to sell it, man. It's so hard to sell. Look, this is my other wallet. I don't know if it's real either. I have to get it checked out. It's a Coach,
It does
but
look
that's for
real.
sale. Huh?
I said it does look real.
Yeah, look, it's real. It's real. I looked at the stitching. I mean, but at the same time, you know, like even fakes look so real nowadays. But that's an old one. That's a real one. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, mine's so wore out now. It probably looks fake, but I've had it for like 7 years.
So what else we got? So we're a little over an hour. We started a little bit late. It's Mother's Day tomorrow. Well, over here it's still tomorrow. It's 11.
Yeah.
It's still today.
It's still today, not tomorrow.
No, today is tomorrow.
Listen,
This is
Marty,
what we talk
like,
about,
calm
man.
down.
You need to get some rest, Alex. Alex, I'm looking at you. You need to get some rest. Nobody's falling asleep.
Yep.
Everybody's still awake, but it is that time that we sing the Mickey Mouse Club song. Guess it's time to. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, it's Mother's Day tomorrow, and I hope everybody in the chat shows, happy Mother's Day to everybody in the chat that is a mother, and to all the mothers of those in the chat, wish them happy Mother's Day. If you have that opportunity to do so, there's people who don't. Be grateful for your mother if you have her, love her, give her everything. Anybody got some final closing words for the chat?
Everyone be safe. Make a lot of money.
And Alex, thanks again for the invite. I appreciate it. And just keep grinding. Don't give up.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Everybody's safe. Everybody phone home to your mom. That's what she wants, is a little bit of your time and attention, more than any gift.
Sue, are you looking to adopt?
I'll be right over.
I got turned down for the sticker peeler job, so,
Tomorrow we'll be at my mom's house and we'll take a picture with me and my mom and my daughter-in-law and her baby-to-be, and that'll be 4 generations.
That's great.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's awesome. That's a blessing. Jordan, would you like to say any final words, man, before you fall asleep?
Don't stress yourself out. Take some time off and spend some time with your family. Sometimes you can't get time back, and you can't get memories back.
Yep, so
That's
true.
true.
And,
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Tiffany, would you like to say any tatas?
Thank you, Alex, for having me again. Thank you, everyone in the chat. And just to echo what Jordan said, spend some time with your family, take a little break from reselling and your other responsibilities, and, try to find that balance in your life, because you only get, only today is promised, and, you have to put your relationships first.
Beautiful. So thank you again, everybody in the chat, for watching, for listening, while you're listening, whatever it may be. Thank you again for being here. Another Saturday night, New Resellers Unite. And I'm just going to leave off with, like, me, for example. My mom, she's out in Tennessee. If you're still listening, Mom, I love you so much. You're such a good mom. I love my mom. My mom's beautiful. And she's been a big support for me. And since I'm not able to spend time with her, I was looking for something to buy her, right? And it just wasn't, I couldn't find anything, because it didn't. And I remember somebody told me, or I heard it somewhere. I can't tell you where I heard it. But it was You know, people don't remember you for what you did for them as much as they remember you for how you made them feel. Something along those lines. I'm horrible at quoting stuff, but you know, and I thought of, man, my mom hasn't been to Miami in a little while, and when she comes, it's very rare. You know, let me take a trip down memory lane. So I did like this little Facebook thing. What do you call it? Stories on Facebook, and I literally went from the earliest memory I had up to a certain point in life, and I was just Facebook story after story, and I showed, hey mom, this is, do you remember this? You remember that? And she already saw it, and I love you, mom. I love you. So happy Mother's Day. Thank you guys again for staying, for watching, and all that good stuff. We're gonna say goodnight. Peace.